Il akul kalb?
Filthy! Bad! I'll kill you!
Whoa! Calm down! Feet, do your thing. What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
Patience.
Patience? Patience?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't...
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been...
Your brush.
I can't believe that...
The ends justify...
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve...
Oh, So long, Nijo.
Toodle pee...
Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back. The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my... What was all that about?
Manager, he say, bah, look at state of need much.
He said all that.
Body language.
I knew the door was locked. Oops. The mirror was as clean as anything else in there. It was a roller towel to... I hadn't drunk anything. Maybe. Maybe. There didn't seem... The dispenser had opened. The grease paint had worked magic. Now it looked like aged marble instead of cheap plaster. Hi there.
Hi. What do you think? Good gravy. Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town.
Boy, your luck's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the fine.
$50.
I'll take it.
And here you...
Thanks for the money.
I oughta...
Okay.
Count 'em.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
About Bull's Head.
Are you
Well, maybe.
a terrific...
50, huh? Okay, it's...
most Mister, we make with haste.
Where exactly?
Yes?
Ah. Okay, I'll be along. It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I... Hello again, Ultar.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
That's your tax.
Oh, yes, most assuredly.
It looks like an old army truck to me.
Bah! You have lost sight of what a taxi should truly be.
About 4 tons.
There.
Okay, already, let's go.
Regrettably, the fan belt has taken it upon itself to break.
So,
What can I do?
how long is that gonna take?
1 day? Maybe 6?
I can't wait that long. We gotta get moving.
But how, my friend?
I'll think of something. What does this toilet chain mean?
You got brush back so you could steal chain? You sure strange cookie, me.
Is this any use?
My friend, the very thing, yes!
Ultar took the towel from me, cut it in 2 lengthways, and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes?
I damaged that. I could see that. With a flourish, I tied the end of the... I could see that crack would... Well, that looked really... I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no scorpion stung me, for which I was very grateful. But there was something in there. A metal ring, as wide as my hand. I took a firm hold. I tried not to think. And... Whoa there! Around the corner, I found the corpse. Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and... I'd hardly had time to Oh, man! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died. I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue. I've done more, but as my life expectancy, I cautiously flicked open the jacket. Hey, I'd found some kind of lens, a very old lens. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time. Bullwhips might be handy for exploring, but they're no use when Klausner clearly fancied himself as a latter-day Indian. There was nothing else. I searched the court. No portable. You'd think international conspirators... Whatever had been in the box, Klausner must have died of... I'd searched Klausner. I couldn't take the inscription. All I could do... In occidenta cita est in ora mundi. That would have to do. I couldn't think of anything to do. A stone head. It was a strange image, redolent with The mouth's opening. My God. Ultar, stay! You!
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in a most unusual place. Please,
Do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot. You would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart. Now then, where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes. Was he carrying anything?
Yeah, he was carrying some sort of lens. I've got it with me.
Give it to me.
I don't think so.
Don't be a fool, Mr. Stobart.
If I give it to you, what's to stop you killing me?
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
You might hit the lens.
Not if I shoot you in the head.
When I fall, the lens might get broken.
Yes. You plead convincingly, Mr. Stobart. Perhaps you will live to see another. Perhaps. Was there any...
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes?
It's a treasure map. Yeah, X marks the...
Come now. Do you expect me?
Yeah, okay. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on...
Latin?
In Accidenta Cita Est.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate. There is far more at stake.
So what are you gonna do?
I regret that your only choice now is whether you die like a man.
Hey, look now. Don't kill me. I've got money. Maybe we can cut a deal.
You disappoint.
Okay, you're the boss.
I should like to shake your hand.
Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, George.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Let's take another look at them. The night's through my... There's a guy with a sword between them.
Look there.
There's a woman, but there's a... Have you any idea?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
I'd better get back. A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess. A knight. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline. A scroll was a symbol, a scholarly knight. Well, I could have, but I wanted to be sure what I'd other than deported. On the end of the staff, I could see that what had at first seemed to per disciplinum sounds pretty a bit of a stained glass, hoping for a big had been pretty optimistic, I guess. The lens per discipline. Hey! Distortions came sharply and broke up. It was a Knight Templar burning at the stake. And below him a date. A Knight Templar burning. Let me see. 1314. Excuse me.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask?
Not at all, monsieur.
What do you know about the Knight?
You have come to the right place. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to...
Well, the Pope was right behind.
Clement V was a man of memory, not...
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
Do you speak?
You asked this?
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah. Did you know that
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is not. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure.
Yeah. Or maybe you need a special lamp. Have you...
No.
How long have you worked?
Hardly work. I have...
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes, what is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In occidenta cita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho. Nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead. No.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home.
Well,
Then show a little...
okay.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it.
Did you have any...
Well, I'm shocked. I'm...
Very easily, senor. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house... Hey, you. I know you are... All right, you...
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you...
Very well. State your
There's been a series of murders. Anyway, the trail led me...
Here, there is nothing.
Over 600 years ago,
What
this whole thing ties in some...
the Knights Templar are done.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide.
I do not see what this has...
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me...
Your bit. Very well.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago. And as for...
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700... So, if the Templars left...
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here?
Early medieval. Well, the house is... Oh, of course.
That chess set is over... It must be worth a...
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding in troops?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobart, you will be... Now, I want... Follow me. Lopez, unlock the door. This is the only remaining structure on the estate.
Nice.
A mausoleum.
Oh.
Come.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden...
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
On removing the Bible... Hey! It's a... Close up, I could see that the pattern was over a checkerboard pattern. A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. Close up, over a checkerboard pattern. Now what? There was nothing to... Feeling like an... I couldn't climb up... Now what? Feeling like... The mausoleum contained for 5 of the night... Man-size in... The mausoleum... May I ask you...
You may.
What's the story?
Glass...
There are pieces of...
Oh, it has been...
Is the Virgin Mary...
You, the Templar...
Who exactly are these?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templar.
5 ancestors in the order.
Not 5.
Where's the 6th?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor? Well, it's connected with the curse.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, the gaps in the glass...
No.
It's part of a chess...
Senor Stowe.
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set, it's kind of suggestive, isn't it? I think this must...
This is it. Am I to understand that the Templars left, and in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was...
Right! Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobart? This mystery has had a good long run, but...
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set! Now, hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. The bishop envied us our land and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces. Por favor.
My lady.
Calm yourself. I believe Senor Stone.
Very well, my... My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
It fits, Senor.
Working quickly. With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later. I solved another puzzle.
You did?
Well, I guess I did.
Well, what was it? What's the answer?
1314.
What does that mean?
It was the date when Jacques de Molay was burned, wasn't it?
Of course.
The answer was hidden in a stained glass window. When I looked through the lens, the picture changed. It became a man surrounded by flames.
It seems to me the answers to the Templar puzzles are as cryptic as the clues. Sometimes I wonder if the manuscript isn't an elaborate joke.
The Knights Templar weren't the kind of people to play jokes, were they? Is there something going on between you and Labano?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this, the clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my case!
Let's take another... There's a woman looking at her reflection, but the reflection... The night scroll through my teachings. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a... There's a guy working on a loom.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Just how long have you known Lab?
Andre? He helped me out when I was a fresh air.
You never told me that. I thought he was just,
So he is. I really... You know, he hasn't changed much. I'd forgotten how much fun he could...
I'd better get back to the quest. A knight, there are biblical references engraved into the... I guess. The chalice from the mausoleum was obviously of superior workmanship, but grimy and... Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you.
What do you make...
It certainly...
About as old...
There seems to be...
Yeah?
I do not know, it is very tarnished. With your permission,
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long.
Okay, thanks. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure.
What was the writing?
It was not writing, my mistake. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse.
Catch you later.
Au revoir.
Now that my attention had been... There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniable. I'd found the last resting place of... My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved in the... Hey, maybe these biblical references... Psalms 22:21. Not much to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examined the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find. Psalms 32:7. The numbers referred to a chapter and a verse in the Bible. Corinthians 14:5. John 4:11. There were no more references to find, but a series of Roman numerals ran around the plaque. I made a note in case they meant something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and... I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions. After all, nope, I was still convinced. Okay, Psalms 32, Corinthians, the chalice had led me to these. I was still convinced. Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institute Hermetique. The statue, it was discovered by some...
Can you tell me any more?
It's a fearful image, even. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious... He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're...
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
What do you... There was a long pause.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Is this
What, like a history?
No, like...
Okay, yeah.
Then I know absolutely...
So,
I'm guarding.
take it easy. I just... The guard... I'd like to...
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen.
Are you asking me?
I'm telling you.
Then why...
I had a... Have you...
Oh,
You have.
uh,
I've got... I thought better of showing... He might be on the conspiracy.
oui?
A sudden...
Non?
Talk to you later.
Au revoir?
I couldn't get to the... Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest? The phone can...
Hi, Nico?
Georges?
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
No.
Georges,
Oh, no reason.
you did.
Oh. I couldn't get to the door while the guard was there. Hello, Nico.
What do you want?
Some idea.
You're the man on the spot, Georges. I can't hold your...
The doorway led to an old There was nothing interesting. I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by There was a closed door with...
That door's locked.
Excuse me.
What is it?
I've got a few questions. Have you seen...
Yes, he asked me a lot of...
You're doing a fine...
Merci.
I don't think...
It's unnatural.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci.
So, what are you doing?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you
When I finish my break,
you'll probably need to think...
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow.
Okay, let me put things...
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of and to touch up damage to... It's a very... Unfortunately.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in. I would complain to my...
You couldn't be bothered.
Right. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this...
What's...
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So...
Who cares as long as they pay me?
Has a guy...
Was he wearing a t-shirt?
I doubt it.
Then how's the hell am I...
What is...
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I've got...
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh?
What? I had a cigarette break in a pub. A Manuel Calavera land.
I have some...
Amazing.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur. Hey, you! Get away from my dump.
Okay.
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my...
Okay.
I should think so.
Hi again.
What is it?
I'd like to use the...
Oh, that's no problem.
Thanks. The door was... Perhaps I could... The key had made a clear imprint in the soap. The bar of soap... I knew keeping that plaster... With the plaster and the imprint, I was on the right lines. I had filled the key's imprint. On the wall was an... on the wall. You can't make a cast without wetting the plaster. But wet plaster alone does not make a cast. I used the dryer to speed up. Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key, way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well. I figured...
Don't go with my...
Hi again.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
I made this...
Australing.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I figured I'd best not bother Nico again.
Hey, monsieur!
Okay.
I should think.
Killer!
Hello, Nico. It's me.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn! We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him. Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me?
It's a woman.
What woman? She must...
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk. Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls...
Hi again.
What is it?
I need...
Again?
I have...
Never mind.
I couldn't imagine what I... The door... Now, I'd substituted... I couldn't imagine... Hi again.
What is...
I couldn't give him the key. The false key looked pretty convincing, but it felt he was bound to... Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
I couldn't imagine... A thermostat was the radiator was pumping out heat. No wonder it was warm in here. I couldn't imagine. The doorway led to... There was nothing interesting. The doorway was full of assorted old teaching. A thermostat was... The radiator was... No wonder it was warm. I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by... Hi again.
What is...
It sure is hot.
I have to have the door. I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up.
I have my gloves. If...
Talk to you later.
Au revoir.
I turned the heating off. As I'd hoped, the guard put his gloves on. Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter?
Okay.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah, who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman.
Does she have a warm...
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to...
I can see that.
No, you don't,
You refuse. You refuse.
Don't make me...
I have...
Ha!
Don't.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent,
Meaning what?
instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop, all épaules...
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. I couldn't see anything useful. decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church. I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take a... There's a woman, but the a night through my teaching. There's a guy between... There's a guy...
Look there.
I guess I'd better
Hurry back, Jean.
Hi there, Lopez.
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on product.
So the Countess feels that the curse is...
I would not put it so. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the dip. It counts for a great deal.
What's the story?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge, as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. Catch you later, Lope.
Adios.
It was a small mirror. The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking.
Senor Stobart, oh, what a pleasure. Please.
Hi, Count. I've brought back...
Why? You've had it...
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knights secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of...
There's still the mystery.
I do not think unless the...
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them and the chalice when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead, and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is, then it is small wonder that the de Vasconcellos are cursed.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcellos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city. There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians...
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest. I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the... Hello again. Mind if I...
Please, be...
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient point seemed to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is there mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man.
I'll have a look around.
My home.
Hi, Lopez.
Certainly, senor.
You must know...
Si.
Do you know of a...
Well, si, how can you last the sea?
Great!
How should I? The well was covered over in the last...
And you have no idea where...
None.
You must have a
It must have been in the old...
Here?
There might be a way.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet.
Catch you later.
Adios.
Now what? Feeling like... Hanging from the ceiling. It looked really old, and... It was a rod. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. The candle had burnt brilliantly. Some kind of a complex shape expertly cut in stone. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of Hello again.
Please.
What do you...
It looks like...
It was buried
inside it. What have you done? But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack. Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed maybe that was the reason
What are you suggesting?
that lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery.
I'll have a look around.
My
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Now, the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort. It's like a visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly worried about this. Now, the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort. It's like a visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly worried about this.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really like that song very much. Well, the one that just played. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't sound that good. Really? Yeah.
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a...
Yes.
For generations, even if it is me...
Ah, you're not talking about...
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See? Here. That is hazel.
Give me a pound. Tell them put the money in my hand right.
I went over to find a suit. There wasn't a single use. I went over to find... Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help?
Well, I got...
Simplicity, a plot, and walks.
Sounds easy.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a... From a distance, close up, hey! What... I could hear the sound of... and I... Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Senor Stobart! Senor Stobart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Hey, susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templar. I wished that I had Leary's... It was too dark to see. It just felt like a pit. I'd almost been killed. I realized... There, in the middle, it looked like this... Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A worked socket, as smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday. Now I knew what I was looking for. And there it was. A worked... I slid the stone. There were buttons that turned the dial. I must have made a mistake. The lock spun. I heard the sounds of the lock moving. Either that or the wall was going to come down on my head. Oh, not another mistake. Wrong again, Stobart. Bonus points. I knew the old Stobart. Before I left, though, you won't be needing that replacement. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone. I'll be out in the garden.
George, welcome back.
Come in, George. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I what?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.